The desire for fame and ambition can lead to situations that can end a leader's entire life. Even the person who is most likely to win will lose it if he pursues such human desires. Therefore, commanders who take part in war must be self-educated and humble. In this way, these commanders can look at war from a rational point of view. Armies with this perspective have never lost a war in the history of the world. This is because such commanders read the field well, analyze it well, and shape their operational plans according to their approach. The phase in which operational planning is shaped is of the greatest importance. Because the future of a nation is shaped at this stage, any mistake can put a nation in danger of extinction. Russia is about to face this danger. We are living through one of the most critical days of the Russian-Ukrainian war. One after another, scandalous news from the front line is among the most followed topics on the world agenda. In our previous reports, we shared with you the possibility of the war spreading to Russia, and it has happened. The war has now crossed Russia's borders. The Free Russian Legion, consisting of Russians fighting on the side of Ukraine, launched a sudden offensive in the Belgorod Oblast in southern Russia. According to the latest local reports, the Legion has made a major advance into Russian territory. As you can see on the map, Belgorod Oblast is a region bordering Ukraine to the north. First of all, let us share with you the data we have about the Russian presence here. There is a military helipad, the Russian 245th Guards Motorized Rifle Regiment, and Tomarovka Airport in this region. As you can see from the satellite maps, the vegetation in the area is ideal for camouflage. The development of the Free Russian Legion took place in Graivoron, a gateway town west of the city of Belgorod in the center of Belgorod Oblast. The Free Russian Legion crossed the border in a highly secretive operation. Members of the Legion infiltrated the Russian border post on the Ukrainian border and first neutralized the border guards. The Free Russian Legion announced this operation with the note, "Russia will be free." Troops of the Free Russian Legion took advantage of the darkness in the early hours of the morning and managed to enter the city. The Free Russia flag was raised in many parts of the city. This was a very frightening development for Russia. The war that Russia started against Ukraine a year ago has now turned on itself. The Free Russian Legion first announced to the world via telegram that it had liberated Kozinko, west of Graivoron. Initially, there were quite different claims about the accuracy of this information, but the truth became clear in the following hours. The Free Russian Army was advancing inside Belgorod Oblast. Following the announcement that the Free Russian Legion had crossed the borders of Russia and launched the liberation operation, the Ukrainian Military Intelligence Service confirmed this in a statement. The organization used the following statements in the statement. Together with the Russian Volunteer Corps, the Free Russian Legion has entered the Belgorod region of western Russia to create a buffer zone to protect Ukrainian settlements near the border. The latest data from the region shows that fierce fighting continues. Many of the Russian armed forces personnel deployed to the region are not showing up against the Free Russian Legion. The attacks of the Russian soldiers are largely repelled. In addition, according to local sources, the Russian Federal Security Service in the area was also shot and neutralized. Now let's look at the operation from a strategic point of view. As you know, the Ukrainian army continues to fight at many points. However, in order to continue the operations in the occupied Ukrainian territories, Russia needs to be squeezed from different points. Belgorod is one of these points. As you can see, the area south of Kozinka, marked in white, is where the Free Russian Legion currently holds sway. According to the latest data, the Free Russian Legion has advanced as far as Graivoron. Ukrainian territory on the western side of the border has long been subjected to harassing fire from the Russian army. The Free Russian Legion troops, who act on the principle that the best defense is attack, aim to create a buffer zone. So what will this buffer zone do? First of all, the most important advantage of this buffer zone will be to ensure security in Kharkiv, which lies west of Belgorod. The Free Russian Legion is expected to create a buffer zone along the line starting from Graivoron and extending to Meshkovaye in the southeast. Another important advantage will be to open a front from the north against the Russian invaders occupying Ukrainian territory. According to the latest posts made by Free Russian Legion on its Telegram channel, the Legion continues its operation on Russian territory. In addition, messages of support for the Free Russian Legion continue to come from inside Russia. After entering Kozinka, the Free Russian Legion decorated public buildings with what it calls the Free Russia flag. Images of Free Russia flags flying in the capital Moscow, which is about 600 kilometers away from the region, were shared on social media. This is a major psychological advantage for the Free Russian Legion. According to war experts, this operation of the Free Russian Legion could lead to a popular uprising in Russia. After the Free Russian Legion launched this operation, Ukrainian sabotage groups appeared on the scene in Mariupol, one of the Russian-occupied regions. Sabotage groups burned Russian flags on the Mariupol beach and released a video showing their support for the Free Russian Legion. In addition, the latest developments in Bakhmut, which Russia claims to have captured, contradict Russia. The Ukrainian 3rd Separate Assault Brigade continues its operations north of Bakhmut. The brigade, which organized an operation against Russian positions near Kromove, liberated about 700 square meters of territory from Russian occupiers. The 3rd Separate Assault Brigade continues its operations. The biggest mistake of the Russian army and Russian decision-makers since the beginning of the war was to underestimate the Ukrainian army and the Ukrainian resistance. This approach led to a lack of seriousness and discipline in the Russian army. The Ukrainian resistance is not just a resistance of Ukrainian citizens. It is made up of people of many different nationalities. Their sole goal is to put obstacles in the way of Russia's imperial ideals. Ukrainian troops of different nationalities are waiting for their turn to strike a heavy blow against Russia at many points along the front line. First in line is the Free Russian Legion, which has crossed the border into Russia. The operation of the Free Russian Legion in Belgorod Oblast is not the long-awaited Ukrainian counteroffensive, but it is an important part of the plan for a Ukrainian counteroffensive. If the Free Russian Legion successfully completes its mission in Belgorod, it will have a great advantage before the counteroffensive. This will not only secure Ukraine's borders, but also put pressure on Russia from the north. What do you think? Do you think the Free Russian Legion will continue to advance on Belgorod? What do you think about the inaction of the Russian army in the face of this sudden attack? Do you think the operation of the Free Russian Legion will mobilize the anti-war forces in Russia? Can Putin prevent this mobilization? We care about your views. Please share them with us.